calling Premise. We want to make sure we get it right, so this call may be monitored for quality assurance. Please listen closely, as we now have 5 menu options to support you quickly and accurately. To speak with a customer care representative, please choose from one of the following options. For information about your account, including current balance, deposits, and payments made, transactions cleared, or transfers, press 1. Or you can access this information by logging into your account online. For technical support with online, mobile, text, or other digital banking tools, press 2. If you suspect fraudulent activity, need to report a lost or stolen debit card, or need additional debit card support, press 3. For assistance in opening a new account or applying for a loan, press 4. For mortgage loan information, press 5. For all other questions, press 0. Thank you for calling Premise. Welcome to banking like it should be. Our team of customer service experts are working hard to make sure that everyone gets...
You've reached customer care. My name is Robert. How can I help you?
Hello, I had a few questions, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm ready whenever you are.
My first one was I had just opened an account on Friday. I wanted to know both when the deposit for the funding that I made as well as the debit card should show up.
Yeah, absolutely. So for that information, I will need to access your account. So I do need your first and last name.
Ben Newmark?
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Ben Newmark?
All right. And what's the last 4 of your social?
0831?
All right. Thank you for that, Mr. Newmark. I'm going to send you a 5-digit code for verification. Just repeat that back to me. And thank you for calling in to check on your debit card as well as your funding deposit.
Alright. Should it be there now, or?
Yep, you should be receiving it via text in just a moment.
24508?
All right, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with your deposit since that is the first that pops up. So your $25.11 deposit, that will be available to use on the 19th.
Which
So
is
there's a 2-day
Wednesday, I
physical
believe.
With that. Yep, so it'll be available at midnight on Wednesday. Well, Wednesday morning, first thing in the morning. And
Not exactly, because I would need to wait until I get the card, but yeah.
right, it's just available to move it, use it, with just available. not really sure how to better explain that one.
All right.
And as far as your debit card goes, let's see here. So that is still being processed from Friday. So that should be shipping out sometime today.
And they said that there's no way to expedite that, and they said it could take up to a month to receive, right?
Not necessarily a month. Typically it's 2 weeks. So you should receive it no later than the 1st.
All right, and like they said, there's no way to expedite that?
So we can order a new one. However, with it being expedited, there is a $25 fee.
Okay, they didn't mention that.
Yeah, so if we do another order on the card, it would be a $25 fee.
Would that be the same case if it was? Would that be the same case if it was lost or stolen?
Yeah, so the other one would be considered lost or stolen, so it will be turned off, and the new one would be shipped out.
That's surprising, but okay. So I have to wait for the 2 weeks, I think you said, for this one?
Correct.
Of course I do. And then I have a question regarding the rewards that they mentioned, if you don't mind me asking.
Mm-hmm.
They said first off there was a 50 cent cash back for each transaction. Is that for any transaction, or are there some restrictions on that?
Right, so that's for any debit card transaction.
Does that mean, for example, that it only works on ones that you swipe the card, or does it also work online for one thing? And for another thing, does it work for transactions like PayPal, where you would send money to people? Do you know? I'm sorry to ask.
Right, so it typically only works for point of sale transactions, but for
Which
a
means,
lot
I'm
of
sorry?
online purchases, it also works.
What is point of sale? I'm sorry.
Like a terminal where you go into a gas station, swipe your card, insert it, tap it.
So you don't think it would work for things like Amazon and excuse me, for Amazon and PayPal?
It also works for Amazon and PayPal. As long as it's not like transferring funds to another account. If it's going like a point of sale, like you're purchasing something, it will work.
Isn't that what PayPal usually is? I'm sorry. Then the last question to that is, how do you receive the rewards? May I ask? Are they I'm trying to remember, Wells Fargo did, where you just get them with each transaction, or are they like Discover did, where you get them at the end of the month or something?
You get them at the end of the statement period. So typically it's a lump sum. You get them as cash back, as the description on the account, typically on the 15th or 16th.
So more or less with your statement, I guess.
Correct.
And how could you know in advance then how many you are going to get? Because like I said, I was trying to see which transactions might be excluded. So how would you know how many you will receive with the next statement?
Unfortunately, you would have to count the transactions on the account that were used for debit card purchases. The other way you would have to call in to inquire about which transactions were qualified for it.
Okay. And I'm sorry for bothering you with all these questions there.
No, you're perfectly fine. Did you have any other questions?
Well, based on what you were saying before, it only works with debit card transactions, which again means I need to wait for that stupid debit card to show up.
Right, you do have to wait for the debit card, unfortunately. There's no way to get the full debit card number without actually having the debit card.
Okay. And then one other thing that has nothing to do with the rewards, if you don't mind me asking. They said that you don't have access, the last time I spoke to someone on the phone, to Zelle transfers, right?
Correct. We don't support Zelle and we don't offer it at this time.
Okay, so how would someone deposit money into this account exactly if you can't transfer it from another account?
You would have to do it as an external transfer.
Which means like from PayPal or something?
Correct. You may be able to use PayPal. I don't personally use PayPal.
Okay.
Typically, a lot of people use Venmo. I've seen people use Venmo for this, and Cash App as well.
I don't know what that latter one is, what Cash App is.
It's an app.
Okay, and you don't accept
That's all I know.
and you don't accept mobile deposits, I'm guessing, right?
We do have mobile deposits in the mobile app. It's Premise Digital Personal.
And that would work with this account?
Correct. We also accept money orders as well as checks for mobile deposit.
Well, that's what I was asking with the mobile deposits thing. How long would that take usually if I take a picture of a check to go into the account? How long would that take to go into the account?
So that would depend on how much it's for. If it's a lower amount, like if it's for a $100 check, $200 check, typically you would see it in the account within 2 to 3 business days. So the first day it'll be processed, the next day you'll see it in the account.
So it's never any quicker than that, you'd say?
Correct. The quickest option for funds would be a direct deposit.
Which for some reason PayPal, according to Wells Fargo, anyway, is considered a direct deposit. I'm not sure if you say it the same way.
Right. So PayPal would be a direct deposit.
Okay. Also, one other thing that I just thought of as well, because Wells Fargo allows it and Discover doesn't. I'm not sure if you do. Do you know if you have an option for instant transfers?
What would that be in regards to?
When I'm depositing money, when I'm withdrawing money from my PayPal account to go into the bank, they offer an option either for a transfer to take minutes or for a transfer to take 2 to 3 business days. I know Wells Fargo allows me to put the money into that account instantly, like they said, but Discover doesn't. So I'm not sure if your bank would allow that or not.
So once we receive the transaction, we automatically credit it to the account. So I would say yes, but the only thing I could suggest is test it with PayPal first, just to be sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, I can't say too much on that.
And you wouldn't know if those deposits from you wouldn't know if those deposits from PayPal showed up yet because they were trying to confirm my account, so they said they were going to deposit 2 small amounts in there. They didn't do that yet, I'm guessing.
I do see those in there, so they should be available in your online banking.
Okay, and every time I try to log into my online banking, it keeps asking me to verify my account using my cell phone. I don't know why it does that every time I log in.
It may be your security settings on either your laptop or desktop. It should only ask you once if you select remember this device. It won't ask you anymore. But if it continues to ask, then it is due to your security settings in the browser.
Not necessarily. Every time I log into a lot of websites on this computer for some reason, it seems to forget my password and it always asks me to re-verify. So it might be the browser, I'm guessing.
Right, yeah. Typically it's the security settings where it's deleting your browser history.
Well, it's logging me out of Google, if that makes any sense, where otherwise it has me synced with every computer that I use, if you're familiar with how Google works there.
Right, yeah, so with that, I would definitely check into the settings. What browser do you use?
Most often Chrome. I use Edge sometimes, but most often Chrome.
Yeah, so you would have to go into your settings, and that would most likely be under cookies.
Okay, I thought cookies usually deleted, but okay.
Close it.
Okay. I'm sorry for bothering you. Thank you for your help. Can I just ask who I was speaking to today?
Say that again.
Can I ask who I was speaking to today, I said?
Oh, yeah, my name is Robert.
And can I ask where you're located?
We're located in the Virginia area.
Alright, thank you for all your help then, and have a nice day.
Yeah, no problem, Mr. Newmark.
1332, and it's right now 21934. Alright, let me just turn that off.